Hello and welcome to another technical takedown the hard way. In today's video I want to show you this video. Guys, this is a video that I stumbled on YouTube. The car that you're seeing here having a bit of difficulty in the sand dunes is a Land Rover Discovery 110, and as you can see, yeah, it's in a difficult situation. It went up the sandbank and then it lost traction towards the right hand side of the vehicle, and as you can see, things are precarious because it looks like it's going to roll over. From my point of view, when I see this, I'm thinking this car is definitely going to roll over, and then I see the guide underneath the vehicle, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy, why is he not afraid that this vehicle is going to tip over? And as you can see, it's still sliding. And there's people taking photographs of this because he's actually giving instructions to the driver. He knows that he's not going to be able to force his way out of the situation. So just go with the flow. I don't know who this gentleman is who is guiding this driver, but such an incredible job that they did here, getting this Land Rover 110 out of this difficult situation. And I think that has a lot to do with three things. Of course, it was a lot to do with the guide. There was definitely a good driver behind the wheel of that vehicle, but I think the Land Rover Discovery 110 was the absolute hero of that situation. In today's video, we are going to take a look at 5 things that I like about the new Land Rover Defender. I know I haven't spoken much about this vehicle because really I didn't want to bring an expensive vehicle onto the long-term overland expedition. The one thing about this vehicle that made me shy away from it is its age. Okay, so I was planning on trying to get a vehicle which is reasonably old and new at the same time, which is the reason why I like looking at vehicles like the Land Rover Discovery 5, which has been out now for what, a good 5 years now. The Land Rover Defender has been out for 3 years now. However, even though they've been out for 3 years now, they are still a highly desired vehicle, perhaps more so than the Discovery 5. Actually, definitely more so than the Discovery 5. But with that comes a price tag, of course, and even when it comes to the second-hand market, these vehicles are highly sought after, which keeps the prices quite high. Makes it well, actually, that is one of the things that I would like to speak about today. It's one of the things that I like about the vehicle. So number one is the vehicle's ability to hold its price. It has a very good, it doesn't depreciate. Let's just say that at this present moment, this car doesn't depreciate. It is really up there with the Land Rover, Land Cruiser, I should say, the Land Cruiser 300. It's one of those vehicles that everybody wants, but not everybody can get. Okay, so they are not just holding their price, but in many cases, people are buying these vehicles with a premium added to it. So that is one thing I like about the vehicle. Whilst it is expensive, if you buy the vehicle, your money isn't just going to just go away because you have put money into a vehicle that is depreciating faster than you can pay it off. Okay, so that is one thing I really like about this vehicle. The number two, the second reason I really like the Defender actually has a lot to do with part of the reason why this vehicle is holding its price. If you look at the way the vehicle has been designed, take a look at the design, take a look at the look of it. Okay, the look of the vehicle tells you that this Land Rover Defender has been built with clean lines. It's uncluttered. It has an uncluttered very simple design to it. And you can tell that they have built this vehicle knowing in mind that they probably are not even considering to redesign this vehicle for another 15, perhaps even 20 years. Okay, with the new Range Rover, you know, when they have these new Range Rovers, they don't build a new Range Rover for at least a decade. I have a strong feeling that is their game plan when it came to the new Defender, because people love the old Defender. How long did they build the old Defender for? They built it for an extremely long time. But the vehicle was extremely utilitarian. This vehicle, I have a feeling that they have built it with a utilitarian look on the outside, right? It can be brushed up to make it look a little different so it can keep competing with the Land Cruisers and your other hard off-roaders, especially like the Jeeps. The Jeeps are becoming something more of an option here in Europe too. But I have a feeling this is part of the reason why they are going to hold their price. The look, the design of the vehicle is something that has grown on me. When I first saw the vehicle, I didn't like it. I'll be honest with you, I never liked it. It has slowly grown on me. And one of the reasons why it has grown on me slowly as well is because of the videos that you've been seeing whilst you've been watching this. I love the fact that it has really good capabilities. The ability to be bashed around, the ability to go through these deep 1 meter pools of water and just pull itself out of situations that you know that most other four-wheel drives would not be able to get out of. It's incredible to see this vehicle do what you are watching this vehicle do. And the reason why is because the vehicle has been specifically designed to get itself out of these situations. Land Rover knew this vehicle was going to be put through these types of situations. So they have very short overhangs on the front and rear, right? They knew that this vehicle was going to go into places where the other vehicles, the Discovery 5s, your Evokes, your Range Rovers, those will never be put through their paces. The most action those cars will see will be a curb in Knightsbridge, and we all know that. Land Rover are not stupid, they know this too. They needed a vehicle which was going to be very, very capable off-road. So that's number 3, its capability. I love this vehicle's ability to go anywhere. Okay, so what's number 4? Number 4 is the tolerance and reliability. Okay, so something that has been built into the new Defender, which probably hasn't been built into any other vehicle in the Land Rover lineup right now, is the vehicle's ability to tolerate abuse and its ability to be very reliable in situations where many other vehicles would not be able to get you home if the worst happened. For instance, you're driving in the middle of the Namib Desert and you are beginning to run out of fuel. You're getting back to a small place where they are selling fuel in a little village somewhere. And you know that these tanks, they're going to have little bits of rust and sand. You don't know when the last time they cleaned out those tanks, if they have ever cleaned out those tanks. Okay, but you need fuel. So what do? You put the fuel inside your Defender, and of course, if you're smart, you will filter the fuel first, you will test the fuel first, and if it's all good, you stick it in. Okay, your vehicle, okay, let's say if it was my Range Rover Velar, if I was to stick that vehicle, even if with the filters on it, there is a good chance that if just one grain of sand goes through the injectors, the engine is going to shut down and it's going to say no. Right, that's what it's going to do. However, with the Land Rover Defender, that would not happen because the computers have been specifically tailor-made to give this car a lot more tolerance when it comes to whatever is going through this engine. Okay, so it is a lot more so it's a lot more agile. It's got a lot more agility. Okay, it will take that type of bad fuel and it will burn it, right? But it will put you in limp mode, but the car will get you home. Okay, it's not going to leave you stranded like my Range Rover Velar did. Okay, because they know these vehicles are going to be put through places where there aren't going to be mechanics around. The vehicle is going to have to go to the mechanic. That is one thing that I love about this vehicle. The vehicle has also been built using components that are stronger than the components in the other vehicles. Okay, they have been built with stronger arms, stronger bearings. Everything underneath has been made stronger, thicker, so it will take more abuse. Okay, which is clearly something you're going to need and something you're going to want in a vehicle if you're going on a long-term overland African expedition with your family in tow. You don't want to break down in the middle of anywhere. This vehicle will get you home. That's another thing that I really like about the vehicle, and perhaps the best thing I like about the vehicle, if I need to be honest. Number five is the practicality. This is one thing that I love about this vehicle that I haven't seen on many other vehicles. Okay, the seating arrangements. Okay, so on the new Land Rover Defender, you can have a seating arrangement where you can have 3 abreast in the front. You can have a dolly seat in the front, which folds forwards when you're not using it, but when you want to use it, you can fold it back. This gives seating for 6 people in 2 rows, which is brilliant. I mean, this is so practical for us. It's unreal, because I really like the Land Rover Discoveries. I love the fact that it has this big usable seat in the back that can be used by 2 full-grown adults. But one thing I don't really like about it is the fact that you don't have any space once you have those 2 other seats up, which means that you need to have those 2 other seats down, and when you do have those seats down, you have practical seating for 5 people. Having that extra seat is incredibly important when going to certain parts of the world, because in certain parts of the world, and you're in a vehicle, you need to have a minder. You need to have somebody go with you on your expedition. So you'll need to have 1 seat that's going to be free all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. At this moment, there is only me, my wife, and we got the 2 kids, so there's only 4 of us, but we may have a 5th person come with us as well. So if we have a 5th person come with us, we need that extra seat. And having that extra seat without having to compensate with in the rear by having the other seats go up and not being able to have the storage there. I mean, wow, this is brilliant. It's a massive plus for us, for sure, to be able to seat 6 people and have the full setup in the back and be able to not even think about needing to take it out. It's a win-win. It's perfect for us. Now, those are the 5 things that I really like about the Land Rover Defender. One of the things I don't like is the price, of course. So this is one of the reasons why I'm actually steering clear of it. Another thing I like, actually, but that has nothing to do with the fact that it's a possibility for a long-term overland vehicle, is the fact that you can get a plug-in hybrid version of this vehicle. Something which would be handy because it gives you a good fuel economy. especially, and I think I would use it as a daily if I ever got one. I'd get a 110. I'd definitely use it more as a daily. I don't think I would take it on a long-term overlanding expedition, simply because it's just too expensive. I'd get one as a daily and I would keep it. It would be my forever car, and so that's another thing that I really like about it. I can rant on more and more about this vehicle. I am surprised myself. A couple of years ago, I wouldn't have said these things because I didn't really have any interest in having a vehicle that was as capable of this vehicle, but now I do. And